friction that exists between Tom Brady and Bill Belichick is real. And it's not real from the perspective of, no, we dislike each other, whatever the case may be. Bill Belichick is perceived throughout NFL circles as being somebody with a very, very high IQ and a very, very low EQ. He's not the most personable dude in the world. He's not the kind of guy that will go to you.
High IQ, low EQ.
Yeah. He's not the kind of guy that can go to you and is like, I love you, I value you, I appreciate you, please stay. We love you, we want you to be here. That ain't Bill Belichick. And because he severely lacks those interpersonal skills to ingratiate himself with another human being, even if it's a quarterback that's taken them to 9 Super Bowls and won 6 Super Bowl titles for him. Because he can't do that, it's virtually impossible for Mr. Kraft or anybody else to step in without Bill Belichick doing it. And the thing about Tom Brady is that for really the first time in his career, he's pretty much demanding that from what I'm being told. He's demanding that, wait a minute, enough of all of this. This man needs to come here and convince me that he wants me to be here. I don't need to be here anymore if he doesn't want me here. And that is what Tom Brady is looking for from Bill Belichick. That is what the Patriots are looking for from Bill Belichick. So it comes down to, from what I'm told, Bill Belichick going to Tom Brady and saying, I really want you to stay. That's all it would take, but it's a very, very, very big ask for somebody whose interpersonal skills are as challenged as Bill Belichick.
On the one hand, I don't blame Tom Brady for that, and I trust your sources. On the one hand, I don't blame Tom Brady for that. I think of 2 other players in their sports who played for the Heritage franchise, and Brady and Belichick have turned the Patriots into a Heritage franchise. I think of Derek Jeter and Kobe Bryant, who wanted to retire in that uniform, who were not the players they once were, but who said, you know what, I'm Derek Jeter, I'm Kobe Bryant. I want that last deal. I want to go out, and ownership and fans got behind it and said, okay, even if it means we're not going to make the playoffs, keep that guy. Brady hasn't had his last deal, so I get that. On the other hand, Belichick really does need Brady now more than he would have to, because when Belichick wanted to groom Garoppolo to take over, Brady did an end around, according to reports, went to Kraft, and got Garoppolo shipped out of town. So now the cupboard's bare for Belichick, and he's in more of a position to have to go hat in hand to Brady and explain this. And I guess this is what bothers me about it. It's not that Brady hasn't earned it, and if the Patriots fan base is like, you know what, whether or not it means we win the Super Bowl, 9 Super Bowls and 6 Super Bowl wins, you know, he's earned it. What bothers me about it is the Patriot way, which was really the Belichick way, was always good enough for Tom Brady. It was always fine. There was never any issue until it came for him, until he became the older guy with more limited horizons, and there was a young guy and a cheaper guy to take his place. Then all of a sudden, the Patriot way, not as much for him. And now he's put his thumb on the scales, getting Garoppolo shipped out of town, where Belichick may have to do it unless Belichick can swing a deal for a better quarterback. So it's not that Brady hasn't earned it, but that's my read of what's going on if what you're hearing is true, Stephen A., and I have no reason to think it's not.
Keyshawn, where are you on this?
Well, I think the one thing when you talk about the relationship, we really don't know what relationship Belichick has with Brady. The only thing I can tell you is this is Tom's first time in 20 years to be able to go out and speak to other organizations, and that means that the last time he did this was at the Combine. So when you look at what they're trying to do, they're simply saying, let free agency take place. He could talk to teams. We know what the deal is. We're going to try to address some concerns, which is the tight end position, the receiver position. They've got to either address it in free agency or the draft and show Tom Brady that they want to make sure that they're putting things around him for him to be successful. I understand the argument. I understand people saying, oh, Belichick takes all the credit. He doesn't give Brady any love at all. Yeah, that may be true. But most head coaches in the National Football League do not embrace their players until those players are gone. Furthermore, if you think about it, guys that don't want to be attached to organizations, no matter how friendly you are with your teammates, you tend to not hang out with them during the offseason if you're leaving. You wait till you sign with that new team. He's been seen with too many of his buddies still in the offseason, hanging out with him, joking around with him. If he wants to leave, he would just distance himself for a short period of time, stay away from everybody, then make that decision at that point in time.
Yeah, it didn't seem to me like I thought Brady was sending out signals that he really did want to stay, but
Absolutely, he's staying.
Well, he's staying, but there's also the monetary compensation, and Belichick is notorious for not wanting to pay guys. And so, depending on how great the distance is, Key, I think that's why Stephen A. You're hearing that and others are hearing that it needs to be close. What if it's not close?
Hold on 1 second. So, Keyshawn, you're saying that he's staying?
Yeah, look. Again, Molly, Tom Brady's never been in a position to flirt with other teams, to be courted. This is an opportunity for him finally to see what it's like to have someone sit in your home, try to convince you to come play for them, while in the back of the mind, if you think about it, a month and a half ago, all the signs was leading toward him leaving. Here in the last week, all of a sudden, he's had some small conversations with the New England Patriots. He's talking to Mr. Kraft and Belichick. We don't know what they're talking about, but those conversations has kicked up right before free agency starts. And I understand everybody has their own sources and people that they talk to in this league about players. And players have confidants that they go to and they leak things to, whether it's Charlie Weiss or whether it's talking to other reporters around to get that information out there. At the end of the day, you look at situations at 43 years old, going to another team, learning a new offense, trying to learn the receivers, trying to understand all of that with a couple years in your career left. I don't think he's going to do it. Why would you do it?
I don't think he would either. I think, again, what I'm being told is that essentially this is a deal that could easily be closed by Mr. Kraft if indeed Belichick makes it clear he wants him to stay. The one thing that Tom Brady is insistent upon that he needs is that Bill Belichick wants him to stay because this is the guy he has to work with every day. This is the man that he has to answer to.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.